this week's live stream. Let me just change the camera a bit. Ooh, that's better. All right, so we're going to do a full body Pilates mat workout. And I suppose I just want to have a quick chat first about how I see Pilates. I do quite a lot of other stuff throughout the week, and Pilates I use to keep my core, my abdominal wall really strong, working into my back extensors, muscles in the back, and to keep my joints mobile. When we do mat Pilates class, that's not instead of other things. I do strength training as well. I work with weights, and when I do private classes, I definitely add weights and lots of resistance to the Pilates class that I do at my studio. So I suppose that's how I see these mat workouts, especially when you get to my age. I'm 49, and how I work out has changed a little bit over the years. So Pilates for me is about strong core, strong abs, strong back, and keeping the joints mobile. And I'm also going to try and get in today a few stability exercises. So those are any kind of exercises where you feel a bit wobbly and you have to try to keep your balance. They're stability exercises, and they're really important to also put into your weekly sport program. All right, so let's start. We're going to lie down. We're going to push both feet forwards, and we're going to stretch the arms over the head. Just tilt my camera a little bit again. Whoop, there we go. All right, so let's flex the feet. We're going to reach the arms behind. All right, let's go, guys. We're going to push through the heel of the right foot. And then left. And again right. And again left. And again right. And again left. And again right. And again left. Okay, so that's just kind of gently stretching out my body. I can feel that mainly down in the front of my hips, a little bit up to the sides of my torso. All right, let's bring one leg up into the chest. We're going to hug it in, and we'll hold it here for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and we're going to bring the left leg in. We'll hold it in here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's put both feet on the floor, and we're going to go into some hip rolls. So hip rolls are a great way to start to gently mobilize the spine and to start to gently wake up the core and the abdominal wall. So let's take a curve of the pelvis under here, and then you're just going to keep rolling vertebra to vertebra all the way up. Okay, we'll stay here for a second. And then you want to roll back down again, if you can, vertebra for vertebra, one after the other. Okay, so let's do that again. We're going to curve the pelvis under and roll vertebra for vertebra up, staying at the top, and then vertebra for vertebra, all the way back down again. Let's do that 2 more times, guys. So we're going to curve the pelvis under and roll vertebra for vertebra, all the way to the top. And then we're going to gently roll back down again, vertebra for vertebra, taking the spine back onto the mat. Okay, let's do that one last time. So curving the pelvis under and rolling all the way up. Okay, staying at the top just for 1 second before you gently roll back down again, nice and easy, all the way through the spine. Okay, so let's link the fingers together. We'll put them behind the head, and we're going to wake up further up the abdominal wall now. So what we're going to do is lift the head up off the floor. Let's do that 8 times. So off we go. We're going to lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more, 8. Okay, nice. Let's from here bring both legs into the chest. Yeah, we're going to hug them in. Roll the shoulders open and lengthen all the way down through the spine. So long through the back of the neck, all the way down to the lower back. And then just gently rolling around onto the right shoulder. We're going to do a little stretch for the back. So let's reach the left arm up to the ceiling. Right hand's going to push down. And we're going to open the left arm all the way to the floor. And then bring it back up to the ceiling. And again, opening it out into the floor. And then back up to the ceiling. Let's do 2 more. So opening it all the way down, turning the head as you go. And then back to the ceiling. And 1 more, opening. And then back to the ceiling. Okay, so let's roll around onto the left shoulder. I've got my knees quite high, left hand pushing on the knees, right arm up to the ceiling. And we're going to open the arm all the way to the floor. And then bring it back. And again, open. And back. Okay, 2 more, open. And back. And 1 more, open. And then all the way back. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to try to get in a few exercises where we feel a bit wobbly. Yeah, so let's start off with the side leg lift series. We're going to lie down on the side. Line yourselves up with the front edge of your mat, get as straight as you can. And we're going to take the arm along the leg. So we're just going to start off with the first 2 sections of these. These are a little bit easier, but off we go. So we're going to point and then flex. And again, point and flex. And point and flex. And point and flex. And point and flex. And point and flex. Let's do 2 more. Point and flex. 1 more. And point and flex. All right, so next up we're going to do 8 circles from the hips. Off we go, circling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so let's pop that leg down. We're going to do just those 2 sections on the other side. Okay, you might find that one side is a little bit more wobbly than the other. Normally when I lie on my left, that's a bit more wobbly than when I lie on my right. So let's see what happens on this side. Arm along the leg, off we go. So we're going to point and flex, and 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 point and flex. 2 more, point and flex. 1 more, and point and flex. Okay, so next up it's 8 circles, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. We're going to pop that leg down, and before we carry on with this series, let's do a little balance in the rolling like a ball position. This can also be used as a stabilizing exercise, yeah? So let's take feet together, knees together. We're going to curve the pelvis under. I've got my shoulders quite far back. I'm in a C curve here with the spine. I'm going to lift one leg up and the other leg up. So let's stay here first for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're now going to reach the arms forwards for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then this is the tricky bit. Let's take the fingers up towards the ceiling. We'll stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well done, guys. Let's put the soles of the feet together. We're going to drop the head. We're going to roll down through the spine. So down you go gently, vertebra for vertebra. When you get to the bottom, let's take 2 deep breaths. So take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, rolling all the way up through the spine. Let's go back into the second 2 sections of the sideline series. So lying down, guys, again, line yourselves up with the front edge of your mat. Okay, and these two next sections I find really challenging, especially this one coming up. So let's give it a go. We're going to inhale the top leg, lift up the bottom leg, and then they both come down together. That is wobbly today. All right, so top leg, bottom leg, down together. Top leg, bottom leg, down together. Top leg, bottom leg, down together. Keep going. Well done, guys. Top leg, bottom leg, down together. Top leg, bottom leg, down together. Top leg, bottom leg, down together. Okay, last one. Top leg, bottom leg, down together. All right, so the very last section, we're going to lift both legs up and down together. So off we go. We're going to lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last one, 8. All right, I felt like a fish out of water there. That was pretty wobbly. Let's do it on the other side. The wobble itself is not a bad thing. It's the way the body fights to keep that balance. That's what's really useful. All right, guys, let's do the other side. Lying down nice and straight. Okay, hand along the leg, off we go. So top leg, bottom leg, down together. 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 2 more. Top leg, bottom leg, down together. Last one. Top leg, bottom leg, down together. So both legs lifting now. Off we go and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last one, 8. All right, nice guys. Let's roll onto the back. And we're going to work a little bit further down into the abdominal wall, yeah. That means core. Core's around about here in the body. And abdominal wall, we're talking all the way up to here. So let's link the fingers together behind the head. We did that earlier. We're going to stretch the right leg forwards. This time we're going to lift head and leg together. Let's do 8 on each side. I'm not going to cue it, but if you can lift on an exhale, that's even better. So off we go. We're going to lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more, 8. Okay, on the other side, stretching the leg forwards. Off we go and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more, 8. Okay, nice guys. Right, we've worked into the stability, we've worked into the abdominal wall. Let's roll onto the stomach. We're going to work into the back of the hip. Let's do an exercise called heel squeeze prone. This one is forehead on hands, heels of the feet together, and my knees are open so they're roughly at the edge of my mat. All right, so keeping the head down, we're going to squeeze the heels as hard as possible and then relax. And again, squeeze and 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 relax. 2 more. And squeeze and relax. And 1 more. Squeeze and relax. Okay, we're going to come up onto all fours. So that's wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. And we're going to do a few cat stretches, not cat-cow, but cat stretches. We're going to come back to this long flat back shape rather than an extended one. So let's drop the head and curl the pelvis under. And then you want to come through to a long flat back. So keep the back of the neck long and lengthen out through the spine. We'll do that again. So drop the head and curl the pelvis under, holding it here. And then again, coming through to a long flat back. Let's do one more of these. So we're going to drop the head and curl the pelvis under, holding it up here, and then come through to a long flat back. Okay, toes together, knees apart. We're going to stretch all the way back here. Yeah, this is what I call a long spine stretch. It's basically child's pose. Let's drop the head onto the floor. We're going to take 2 deep breaths. Let's take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, so picking up the belly, we're going to roll up gently through the spine, vertebra for vertebra. And we're going to go back out onto all fours again. And we get to do another stability exercise, yeah? We're going to do opposite arm and leg. So we're going to reach the opposite arm and leg off the floor. As you do that, you want to try to keep the spine as straight and still as possible. So not too much rocking from left to right. And of course, as you take one arm and one leg off the floor, that is then asking the body to try to keep the balance. And that's what's useful about it. Okay, so let's take an inhale to prepare on this one. And then we're going to stretch the opposite arm and leg out on the exhale. And then put the hand and the knee back. Then we'll swap. So stretch, not too quick. And back. And again, stretch. And back. And again, stretch. And back. Keep going, stretch. And back. And again, stretch. And back. Okay, let's do 2 more. Stretch. And back. And one more, and stretch. And back. All right, nice. Let's take toes together, knees apart again. We're going to go back into that nice long spine stretch. And we're going to roll straight up through the spine, vertebra for vertebra. Okay, and we're going to go into the full rolling like a ball exercise. So this one has got a lot of benefits, but today let's look at it through the lens of stability. Yeah. So when you roll back, you want to keep the shape, to exhale to roll up, and try not to lose your balance. Try not to put the feet back on the floor. Okay, we're going to give it a go. So let's curve the pelvis under first. Let's find the starting position. I'm going to lift one leg up and the other leg up. I've just got my hands pretty gently here, just below the knees. We're ready to go. So we're going to curve the pelvis under. That tips us off balance. And then the exhale we want to catch without putting the feet on the floor. So it's curving the pelvis under first, rolling back, and then exhale up to balance. And again, curving the pelvis under, rolling back, and then catch the balance when you come up. Let's do 2 more. Curving the pelvis under, rolling back, and catch the balance as you come up. And again, curving the pelvis under, rolling back, and catching the balance as you come up. And one more, curving the pelvis under, rolling back, and catching the balance as you come up. All right, nice. So let's put the soles of the feet together again. We're going to roll back on down through the spine, nice and easy. Taking 2 breaths at the bottom. We'll take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, rolling gently up through the spine, vertebra for vertebra. Let's come around to face the front. So yeah, another advantage of putting Pilates in as your weekly sport program is that it will improve mobility. And this is an exercise which really targets mobility in the thoracic and cervical spine. All that means is everything really from the chest up. That's basically your thoracic and cervical spine. So let's link the fingers together. We're going to roll the shoulders back and down. And off we go. So we're going to do some spine twists. We're going to rotate round, keep looking at the hands. And then you want to turn your head as far as you can over the shoulder. We're going to come back to the hands again and then into the middle. So let's go the other way. We're going to rotate round, turn the head over the shoulder, coming back to the hands, into the middle. And again, rotating round, head over shoulder, back to the hands, into the middle. Let's do one more, rotating round, head over shoulder, back to the hands, into the middle. All right, so we're going to push the hands all the way forwards here. Let's shoulders come up to the ears. We're going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, just a little stretch over to the side here. Inhaling back into the middle. Let's go the other way. Exhaling over. Inhaling back. We'll do two more. Exhaling over. Inhaling back. And one more. Exhaling over. Inhaling back. Okay, opening the arms all the way out. All right, so next exercise, we're going to look at strengthening the back. This is another thing that Pilates does really well, core and back, yeah? So let's go on to the stomach for this one. We're going to take the legs a little bit wider than the hips and keep them what I'd call switched on, yeah? So don't relax the legs. We're going to keep them locked and straight and active, and we're going to put the forehead on the hands. So you've got an option here, guys. For the next exercise, you can either lift your head and your hands together, so kind of keep the hands stuck to the head, or you can keep them down on the floor, yeah? Either way, we're not going to be lifting up high, but we will be working into all the back extensors. So let's take forehead on hands, legs are wide and rotated, and off we go. We're going to lift up, so long and low, and then back down. And again, lift, and back. Let's do 6 more. Lift, and back. And again, lift, and back. And lift, and back. And lift, and back, and lift, and back. Okay, let's do one more, and lift, and back. Okay, so we need to take the spine back in the other direction, yeah? If we've just been extending it, we want to then take it into flexion. So it's good to do that up on all fours. We'll take wrists under shoulders, knees under hips again. Curve the pelvis under, drop the head. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so sliding all the way through. Let's take the hands to the top of the mat, and we're going to pop in here. 10-second plank on the hands, yeah? Planks are great. They tick a lot of strength boxes. So let's pop one in now, and we're going to think of it in terms of keeping the core of the abdominal wall strong and feeling all the muscles in the back. So let's take one leg behind. Okay, so strong in that leg. Before we take the second leg back, we're just going to think of lifting the belly up into the lower back. That's going to help keep that active. Gently lengthen out through the spine. Feel the shoulder blades on the back, and then we're ready to squeeze the second leg in. We're going to stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. Relax the knees back down, and we're going to roll all the way onto our backs, and we're going to finish off with a few stretches, yeah? So the first one we're going to do is a great one for keeping the hips nice and mobile, yeah? So let's take right leg over the left leg. I've got this right foot flexed here, guys, and I've got all of the back of my pelvis right now on the mat. I'm going to lift the legs up. Some of you might know this is a figure 4 stretch, and I want to keep quite a lot of my lower back and the back of the pelvis on the floor here. That will help keep the stretch nice and effective. Hands are going to come through the middle here, just below the knee, and the other one's going to go around the outside. If you're a little bit tight in the hips, you might not be able to get the hands on top here. No problem, you can take them underneath. If you can get them on top, that's good, because you get a little bit more leverage and you can get a little bit more stretch into the hip. So I'm mainly feeling this right now around the back and slightly into the side of my right hip. So This is my right leg here. This is the one that's on top. And that's where I'm mainly feeling it. Let's hold it here, guys, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're going to unwrap the legs, and then we'll do that on the left. Okay, so we're going to take left leg over the right leg. It's a good idea to have the left foot flexed, but don't worry if you forget. Let's fold the legs into the chest. So this time my left hand's going to come through the middle, and I'm going to get it onto the top here. The right hand goes around the outside, and I'm going to try to keep most of the back of my pelvis. A little bit has rolled up there, but most of it on the mat, length through the spine, and then I'm going to gently squeeze the legs towards my chest. So now I'm feeling it mainly around the back and side of this hip here, this on this side. Yeah, let's hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, let's just do a little bit of a knee shake here. I love doing this. Going to relax the muscles around the thigh, around the hip. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. So we're going to come up to sitting, and we're going to finish with some, gentle, and I really mean it, very, very gentle neck stretches. I used to do many more neck stretches than I do right now. The main reason being because I found more effective ways to keep my neck and my shoulders relaxed and pain-free. But it does make sense when you've done a workout. We've been going for nearly half an hour, just to pop in some very gentle neck stretches. So don't feel that you need to really pull the head over to the side here, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So let's slide a hand across the lower back. We're going to take another arm up and over the top, fingers by the ears. So all I'm going to do now is just let my head gently drop to the side. I'm absolutely not pulling this with my hand. It really is just the weight of my hand and a little bit of gravity, and I can feel a stretch here down the side of my neck. Okay, we're not going to hold it long. Let's come gently back into the middle, and we'll do that on the other side. So hand across the lower back, other arm up and over the top, fingers by the ears. So nice and gently over to the side. Feel a little stretch, or maybe even a big one down the side of the neck. And that's enough. That's all we need to do. Okay, so let's link the fingers together. We're going to put them behind the head, and we're going to take an inhale to open the chest and look up to the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're going to take an upper body curve over again. I'm not pulling my head forwards here. I'm not pulling with my hands, just curving over. And again, an inhale to open the chest and look up to the ceiling. And then an exhale to curve the upper body over. Let's do 2 more of these. So an inhale to open the chest and look up to the ceiling, and an exhale to curve the upper body over. All right, guys, let's come nice and slowly all the way up. Okay, so let's just go over everything for today. We've mobilized, we've strengthened the core, we've worked into the back, and we've managed to get into some stability exercises as well. And all of those are very crucial to keep a nice, healthy weekly sport program going in. Of course, it's not a case, as I said at the beginning, for me, it's not a case of Pilates or strength training, Pilates or swimming. It's all of it, guys. Try to get as many different types of exercise in as you can throughout the week, and something like Pilates, strength-based mat training, is definitely a must for core strength, back strength, and joint mobility. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and hope to see you next week. Bye.